This is the final awards presentation of the evening for selfless commitment to improving and contributing to the entire airshow industry. That's one of the criteria that is part of the presentation of the Sword of Excellence. It's been presented 49 times since 1986, representing all segments of the airshow community, from event organizers to performers to support service providers. Some of the most important and productive leaders in the airshow community for nearly 40 years are part of this very distinct group here and prestigious group, starting with the late Paul Poberezny back in 1981. Ladies and gentlemen, this year's recipient of the International Council of Airshows Sword of Excellence is Jim Tucciarone. Let's watch the video.
Tonight's recipient of the prestigious ICAS Sword of Excellence personifies the criteria for the award: leadership, service, vision, and selfless contribution to the airshow community.
The 2022 recipient of the Sword of Excellence can be described as kind, humble, and caring. He is easy to work with, and as a performer, I know that he has our safety at top of mind throughout an entire weekend.
Jim Tucciarone has been an instructor for ICAS workshops and conference sessions for nearly 2 decades. He played a critical role in the development and launch of the Airboss Recognition Program over the last decade. And he has chaired the ICAS Airboss Recognition Program Review Committee since the program's inception.
Tucc is a godfather to many airshows, always working behind the scenes.
He touches every part of the airshow business, and he makes it better. His influence is widespread, FAA to performers, to air bosses, to announcers, to event organizers. He's very special, and he's really all about the good of the airshow industry.
Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound, also disguised as a mild-mannered air boss, a true champion for the airshow industry, Jim Tucciarone.
He has been a reliable voice of calm and reason at critical moments for our business. Tucc is a mentor. He is a leader. And tonight, he becomes the 50th recipient of the ICAS Sword of Excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Tucciarone.
Take a look at this, my friend. This one's for you. Tell you what, go get a picture and then I'll bring you to the microphone.
Okay.
Because you're crying already, dude. All together now, Tucc!
So here we are in the room where it happened. I do have a couple of things I jotted down while I was sitting here tonight. Has anybody figured out how to eat the dessert by show of hands? I mean, seriously, it was gorgeous, but it didn't come with instructions. I couldn't understand it. Apologize for that. And something else I was looking at, if you look at I think it's up here, the ICAS, this is 2022, MMXXII. We won't be around when that happens again. I think as I was sitting there eating, it's going to be something like the year 2202 before we get 22 and 2 again. So you're very privileged to be here tonight. I think this is very special. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you to the people that actually took some time to sit down and write out a nomination and then to put my name on top of it. I really appreciate it. And then the committee that actually looked at that and thought, well, should we throw this away? Dano said he didn't vote for me, but I made it through anyway. So I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I don't feel worthy, but I'm going to take it home with me anyway. My wife heard about this, and she said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. She also said, keep it short. And I'm sure that's a reference to a wedding toast that I gave that lasted in excess of 35 minutes. while everybody was waiting to eat. But then again, you've already eaten, so don't worry about that. So, I need a favor. Speaking of my wife, my bride of over 51 years, Kathy, thanks for the support. Occasionally we have discussions around the house. Sharing of information, you might want to call it. Disagreement where she says I'm wrong and I probably am. But invariably through that conversation, there's one thread that always comes out. She looks at me and she said, "Do you talk to your air show friends that way?" So if you'd all do me a solid and later on tonight go over there, please just tell her yes, he does. I appreciate it. My first air show was back in the late 80s, Gary Air Show. And my mentor back then was a guy by the name of Bill Bordeleau. Bill taught me a lot. Bill was founder of this organization. Number 4, I believe, on his membership card. He walked me through how to be an air boss. He taught me how to be a gentleman. And if Bill were here tonight, he'd be standing behind me as a former sword winner. And in some ways, Bill is still standing behind us all as we're doing air shows. And as I climb up onto that Continental Air Show's stand, I'm reminded that Bill started all that also. So my first mentor was Bill Bordeleau. And then after a while, I became a soccer mom, and it wasn't a minivan, it was a full-size van, driving kids around to every sport in the world. So I got out of the air show business a little bit until I got a phone call from a friend, a longtime friend, who I worked Oshkosh with, who I worked the FAA with, and it's Wayne Boggs. And he said, "Tucc, you got to get back into the air show business." I said, "No, I don't think so." And he says, "No, really. Has anybody here ever tried to say no to Wayne Boggs? With those puppy eyes looking at you like you'll break into tears if you say no." So I got back into the air show business, and Wayne, as I say, we've been friends for years, back when we were kids in the FAA and when we both had hair. You're probably responsible with that phone call for me standing up here right now. So thank you. You've been a great friend and my second mentor through air shows. Family. We've talked about family. I am so fortunate to have this. It's a great trophy that we have up here. But I have several trophies that are with me that are worth much more than that. That came out here for this presentation. My oldest daughter, Jennifer, over here, wave. I'm sorry, my oldest daughter, Jennifer, the vice president, and her husband. My youngest daughter, Janice, a vice president also. My oldest grandchild, Ashley, and her boyfriend, and our adopted granddaughter, who was a childhood friend of Ashley that just decided she was coming on vacation with us every year. We didn't ask, she just showed up ready to go. And she surprised me out here by turning off the tracking on her phone so I couldn't see her anywhere in the United States, and showed up out here for this. So thank you very much. I have one thing I need to say about, I don't know, was the picture up with everybody there standing with the gray? Was it up there? My family surprised me with an air show one time. They stood in front of me. They all showed up with shirts, and on the back it said, "I married the air boss. My papa's the air boss. My dad's the air boss. The air boss inherited me for the in-laws." It's a great family. They love to come, but something's happened over the years. My youngest daughter, Janice, probably make it not through this, but had some medical problems about maybe 6 years ago. I am absolutely blown away by the members of this family that called or text and just checking, "How's your daughter doing?" When I see them at a show, "How's your daughter doing?" They didn't even know my daughter. They knew me, and they knew she was having some issues. I'm happy to say that she's 100%, almost perfect. And as of this week, still, when I got to this convention, people were saying, "How's your daughter?" You don't know what that means to be a family that really cares. You've seen some of the stuff up here tonight. You understand what this group is all about, and I'm so privileged to be a part of it. I am not a pilot that flies loops or rolls. I don't go fast. The closest thing to a barrel roll that I can do is rolling out of bed on Saturday morning. I proudly wear the support ribbon around on the floor. And that support means that I'm here for you. I'm here for ICAS, working to do what I can to make it better. I'm here for your safety and whatever you need at the air show. So in closing, I didn't know how to close this, and since I started with Hamilton, I'm going to finish with Hamilton. I have the honor to be your obedient service, J. Tucc. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah.